Social Security is going to be bankrupt in 2034. In this video, we'll discuss what happens to your benefits when that actually happens. Plus, I'll review 4 ways you can adjust your retirement plan with these changes in mind. Hey, I'm Zach Lundak. I'm an hourly financial planner. First, let's clear up a major misconception. When people say it's going to be bankrupt, they don't mean the benefits are going to disappear entirely. What they actually mean is that the trust fund is going to be depleted. But incoming payroll taxes will pay most benefits. So 80% of scheduled benefits are expected to be paid. So an automatic cut of 20% across the board will happen if nothing changes. Let's look at this in terms of real dollars. If you're currently expecting a $2,000 per month Social Security benefit, that'll drop to $1,600 or a $400 per month loss in your expected benefits, almost $5,000 a year. This isn't necessarily politicians making a choice. It's an automatic unless Congress acts. So the Social Security Administration has to pay whatever is coming in the door, but nothing more. So while your benefits won't disappear, they will be significantly reduced if we remain on the current path. So strategy number 1, act as if your benefits will be cut. Let's work through a real example. Let's say we have someone age 55, they're expecting $2,500 per month at their FRA or full retirement age. So a 20% cut means they're going to be back down to $2,000 per month, $500 a loss. Where are we going to make that up? So using the 4% withdrawal rule, this person is going to need an extra $150,000 in their portfolio to replace this lost income. So it's a significant chunk of money. So what can we do here? So if this person has 12 years until their FRA, to accumulate an extra $150,000, assuming a 7% return in the market, they would have to save about $700 more per month. That's a huge ask. They could also work longer. If they work an extra 2 years, their retirement savings has got 2 more years to grow, plus another 2 years of retirement plan contributions. And that'll delay withdrawals, which also helps, and we'll explain that more in a bit. But this could easily make up the shortfall without dramatically changing lifestyle. This person also could invest more aggressively in their investment accounts. But I would caution against using this as a sole approach. It's not uncommon as you approach retirement that the swings, even just from day to day in this portfolio, since your account has grown over time, it's probably so large relative to your income that these numbers can get you to a place where it makes you very nervous. And once you are in that place, it's very easy to make a mistake with your investments and timing the market incorrectly. So investing more aggressively might look good on paper, but in practice can be very, very difficult to stick with. For another video on how important it is to manage risk around your retirement date, check out this video on sequence of returns risk that I did. So strategy 2 is do nothing and bank on politicians fixing it. While this sounds really lazy, it's probably not bad given the historical context of this. The last time that Social Security was revamped was 1983, and it extended the fund's life by an estimated 75 years at that time. It didn't quite work out how they had initially planned it, but they haven't had to make major overhauls since then. And that fix included gradually raising the retirement age and making benefits taxable. To give you a sense of scale and as a reason why politicians might act, Social Security accounts for more than 50% of income for about 38 million people. So just imagine the size and scope of damage that would cause if this does not get fixed. Additionally, a 20% cut for most Americans is basically like 6 figures of their assets being taken away. So it's hard to imagine any politician or any political situation that would have to be in place in the country for this to occur, especially considering that people over 65 years old account for such a large portion of the voting public. In my view, the most likely scenario here is probably some combination of tax increases and a modest benefit adjustment for future retirees, not current one. Strategy 3 is build your own replacement. Social Security provides inflation-adjusted payments for retirees. So a benefit to this strategy TIPS would provide an income stream similar to Social Security with inflation protection. You could build a TIPS ladder to provide steady inflation-adjusted income. Downside is that it's labor-intensive. It's complicated to actually put these things together. And you also lose the longevity protection that Social Security provides. Let's say you build a 30-year TIPS ladder for your retirement to last you. If you have a 31-year retirement, if you're using Social Security, that's fine. That next additional years paid for. But with a TIPS ladder, once it's over, it's over. The payments just stop. Let's go back to the case of the $2,500 per month retiree. To replace the annual loss of Social Security benefits that we projected for that person, they would need to spend about $160,000 on a TIPS ladder to replace that income for 30 years, assuming current yields. So strategy 4 is just delay your benefits. So many people actually overlook this, but delaying your Social Security benefits every year after your full retirement age increases them by 8%. So if we go back to our retiree, her FRA, she would be getting $2,500. If she gets back to $2,000, if she waits until age 70, she'll be right back to where she was before the cut. So this strategy works if you have longevity and health in your family, because you're essentially trading higher benefits for a less amount of years, but it does provide a great benefit in that you have that insurance in case you live. I think the best approach depends on what stage of life you're in. So if you're a few years out yet from retirement, so say age 50 to 55, I would say focus on saving more. You have the most time to adjust your plan and build additional assets. I like this approach, especially if you frame it in the way that you're only going to save your increases in salary going forward. This is really a pain-free way to try and achieve an extra savings rate. And having so many years until that FRA, it's a great way to have this build up to quite a bit of assets over that time period. If you're getting closer, age 55 to 62, you might want to consider working a little bit longer. This is often the most realistic adjustment for these people, especially if you have found that you haven't saved quite enough. Working a few extra years can make a huge difference. And if you are in that zone where you're considering filing for benefits right now, consider delaying your benefits. Those guaranteed 8% increases past your full retirement age can really offset any potential cuts and really provide some great insurance if you happen to live longer than the average American. And if you're already claiming, I would consider you probably in the green zone. A political solution is most likely not going to cut your benefits. I think there would be tremendous problems with the country if that happened. So some actionable homework, what can you do about all this situation? First of all, check your Social Security statement. If you have missing years, that is going to affect your benefits. So make sure all of your earning years are on there. It's on SSA.gov. I do have a video of myself going out there and showing you how to get that if you're not familiar. Second, calculate what that 20% reduction is actually going to do to your benefits and how it's going to impact your retirement plan. And third is run a scenario retirement calculator and see the different combinations of saving more, working longer, and adjusting your investments and how that can affect your situation depending on what level of retirement security that you're aiming for. As an advisor, here's my professional take. I'm planning for a modest adjustment. I think politicians will act, but probably not until the last minute. So I'm encouraging people to at least model working an extra year or two, see what that does, and most importantly, telling people not to panic. We do have time to adjust, and there's multiple ways to solve this problem. So what questions do you have about Social Security planning? Drop them below in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on retirement planning.